Greetings, Hastings Naz. Pastor Danny here. Just wanted to give you a brief message about what reopening of our facility looks like. Take 2. We will be reopening our facility again, and I want to describe how and why and when. And as you're probably aware, we closed our facility for 2 weeks, and the board had a long discussion about how to reopen the facility well again. And so we are going to be reopening our facility this Sunday, July 19th, and we're going to be having 2 services, one at 9 a.m. and one at 11 a.m., both in the sanctuary. And perhaps as you've expected, we are going to make masks required as part of our worship services this Sunday in both services. Given the positive case within our church and the executive orders that we've received, we will be requiring masks during the service. Now, there are some exemptions. Those would be children under 5. If you've got pre-existing health conditions, then maybe it'd be better for you to continue to watch online anyway. But we are requiring masks and or the visors. If you prefer to wear a shield in front of your face, then that is perfectly appropriate. Now, some of you might be asking yourselves, why would we be opening? Maybe some of us have such great concern about this that we question why the church would even think to reopen its facility and to have in-person gatherings. And that's a very valid question. And the simple answer is that some of us need to gather. Some of us, for the sake of our spiritual welfare, for the sake of our spiritual maturity and our depth, we need to be in the presence of our sisters and brothers. There are many of us, including myself, who really we need to gather together. We need to be in the presence of one another. So if you're one of those who thinks, well, why on earth would we even consider opening the facility? We want to encourage you to continue to worship online. We want to encourage you to continue to view and tune in online for digital worship. We'll continue to make that available for you. But then there might be others who would say, why on earth would we require masks? We don't need to do that, right? Well, the simple answer is that we are requiring masks as an act of love and as an act of solidarity. There are those who have legitimate concern about what's going on with COVID and how it might affect them, but they also recognize that they need to be in the presence of their sisters and brothers. And so we have put this mask required, not simply because that is what our governor has required, but because that is what the church and your church board has deemed as the most appropriate way for us to gather together. It's becoming very clear that one of the easiest and simplest ways that we can mitigate the spread of COVID-19 is through simply wearing a cloth face mask. And so that will be required for worship with the church this Sunday. And I hope that you're able to join for either of these 2 services. And I hope that even your kids can join. I know it's kind of a weird thing and hard thing to have your children wear a mask, but maybe you can find a mask with their favorite superhero or their favorite cartoon character or their favorite video game. And make the mask fun and normalize the mask wearing for your children, because we'd love to see their energy in their life and worship this Sunday. And as a final word, I was reminded this week of a passage of Scripture from John 13. He says, "They will know you are my disciples by the way that you love." And so, for the sake of loving, we are requiring masks. It is an act of love, and it is an act of hospitality. It is an act of not being served, but serving others, that we are requiring masks to be worn. This is an act of loving our sisters and brothers who have concerns, who have issues that they might be dealing with, particular health concerns. We are choosing to love them well. But there's something unique about that phrase, "They will know you are my disciples by the way that you love." Jesus qualifies that. We don't always like his qualification. We think this is just a general love, but Jesus says, "They will know you are my disciples by the way that you love one another." The world will know that we are disciples of Jesus by the way we treat one another. The world will know we are disciples of Jesus by the way that we interact with one another, by the way that we engage with one another, by the way that we love one another. And it seems like one of the easiest ways that we can show love for our sister and brother is to simply wear a mask. It's to simply wear a mask. So this is an act of love that we are putting forth, and We very much hope that you make it a point to join us for worship this Sunday, starting July 19th at either 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. The services are going to be the exact same. There's going to be no difference in music. There's going to be no difference in the content. But there will be an opportunity for you to worship with your sisters and brothers, again, in person, in a way that we feel is very safe and very welcoming and very inviting. Peace to you, sisters and brothers.